next year. Can I ask you?
Hussein Mohammed is a Somali refugee living in Uganda. Mohammed is also a single father to a disabled child. According to Mohammed, his wife chose to run away and abandon him with a baby, and each day he struggles to make ends meet to provide for himself and his child.
So I'm the only person who take him left, right, feeding him with a spoon, giving him shower, changing diaper, clothes, and all other things also waiting for me. So I cannot even represent my emotion. I cannot express what in my heart right moment, but thank you.
Mohammed is not the only one struggling to make ends meet, but also James Mwamba Mungu, a Congolese refugee and a person with disability living in Uganda. For long, he has struggled to look for employment, but unfortunately, he has failed.
Sometimes the organization think that if we employ this person, it may require us to get more equipment so as can get good accommodation for him or her to work.
Mohammed and Mwamba Mungu are among the hundreds of people who gathered in Kampala to commemorate the International Day of Persons Living with Disabilities, organized by the Norwegian Refugee Council.
Who are also candidates to disability.
According to Elizabeth Okello, a senior councillor, this day needs to be commemorated by everyone, including persons without disabilities.
Poverty is one of the prime causes of mental ill health. The dire state of poverty, somebody cannot afford to get employment, somebody cannot afford to get money to feed their family. We find that such people eventually resort to going to drink alcohol, take drugs because they are frustrated with what life is giving. Because they are in that state, some people actually eventually go to commit suicide.
Scovia Namasopo, a community development officer working with KCC, says they have tried to provide adequate services to disabled people, especially in development projects.
PWD organizations, they come together basically to register as community-based organizations. And once we see that they have a viable project that they undertake together as a team, we come in as KCC, we come in as a Directorate of Gender to boost their income, to ensure they're self-sustaining. We have issues to do with lack of, we have that mindset issue. Persons with disability look at everything in the city as an issue that is always against them, which is not the case. We have these services in place for them.
According to the Norwegian Refugee Council, the biggest challenge they face is the inability to communicate with people in need.
You find a refugee from, for example, Somalia, comes to office for support. We want to communicate to the person, and yet the person doesn't speak English, and we also don't speak their language, So communication becomes so difficult, and at some point we fail to understand each other.
According to the 2016 census, 12% of the population in Uganda are persons with disabilities, and many of them can be found in urban areas. Safi Mokile Belogo and Lubega Ibrahim Kasinga, CTV, PM Edition.